On this Monday morning, it is the 8th of December, 2025. Kind of a little dreary out there this morning, even a little mist, a little bit of fog. Careful out there on your way in. Maybe a little sunshine we'll see later today, high around 52. Tuesday, a mix of clouds and sunshine, a high of 53. Now, we're pretty excited about Wednesday because on Wednesday, we will see a good bit of sunshine, good amount of sunshine, I should say. And a high near 60.
Woo!
No real chance of rain.
Look out.
Thursday, kind of similar to that. But then watch out because by the weekend, we're going to get slapped in the face with more cold weather.
We're getting pumped about 60 degrees.
60
How
is
sad
awesome.
is it that we're getting excited about that?
Yay! Out of the 50s for a little bit. And out of that, we've not seen bright sun in days. Come on.
I haven't seen the sun in 3 damn days. It is a long, slow slog from here until spring. Can I be honest with you? I mean,
well, now let's not get people down. It's a Monday morning. We've got to tamper this. We got to be very careful with this, Richard. The weather, spring.
mm-hmm.
You know, you did this with jumping from before Thanksgiving about Christmas. Mm-hmm. Now you're jumping to spring. You're really going to depress people.
So what you're saying is I should just be fake news. I should just make stuff up and just try to...
I think you should just wait to the spring stuff.
Try to make people cheerful.
Temper your enthusiasm.
We have a lot to get to between now and then.
Well, of course, there's Christmas and there's New Year's.
There's New Year's. There's the playoffs. There's football.
Yeah.
There's, NFL.
And
there's
then
the Super Bowl.
Nothing.
The Valentine's
After
Day.
that, nothing.
And then after Valentine's Day, hey,
nothing.
Daylight saving time back
Big,
now.
long
You start talking.
Nothingness. It's what happens. Really, pretty much after New Year's, it's a lot of nothing.
You need to stop.
Wow, you went from massively enthusiastic to the darkest person I think I've ever seen.
What are you doing to us?
It's
Come
cold.
on. Maybe we need
empty.
He needs some Christmas music.
You
know what we could do? We could play some Wham now.
Need a little Christmas.
Everybody's
I'm not
Wham.
whamming myself. You two have a good time.
That's right. No, he wasn't there. He didn't get whammed.
No.
AJ whammed everyone else.
AJ Wham.
We've all been to Wham Holla.
Let me
Here
tell
we
you
are.
something. It was like a little kid in a candy store to see AJ's expression, knowing everybody was busy like mingling and sipping and doing all kinds of stuff. And he's playing the Christmas music and he throws that thing on at Soria Brewing on Friday night.
Man.
And no, I wasn't really even paying it. It wasn't until you said he's playing Wham. And I was like, what?
Is this really? We've all been whamified.
The entire room, everybody at our Christmas party,
AJ,
all whammed.
Engaging in whamification. He should be ashamed of
You
himself.
know what? We can never let him DJ a Christmas party again.
Nope, that's it. He
Wham
lost
is
all the rights. He
involved.
lost all privileges.
You fired.
He lost all privileges for that.
He was fired. He was doing it for free.
That's right. And yet still we can't trust him. We can no longer trust him. You can trust ProLift garage doors when it comes to your door, whether you're talking about repairing it or replacing it. ProLift has the answer for you. ProLiftDoors.com if you'd like to go find out a little bit more about this locally owned company. ProLift Garage Doors, 286-9727. If you need emergency service, they can give that to you. If you just want to get yourself the door fixed sometime between now and Christmas, they can do that as well. And all right, we're not going to put you on the emergency list. We won't charge a little extra emergency fee, which I'm happy to pay because when I need my garage door fixed, I need it fixed prontissimo. And they'll be happy to take care of it for you like that. They have the parts on the truck. The truck shows up. It's literally groaning from how much stuff they have on there. They have rails, and they've got springs, and they've got heads, for your door opener. In my case, I needed a new one of those. I didn't need a new track, which was cool, so they were able to just change that out and get it working for me in no time and charge me a reasonable fee. Really great stuff. ProLift Garage Doors. They work on all brands, all makes, all models. 286-9727, or find them online at proliftdoors.com if you are so inclined, proliftdoors.com. All righty then.
Well, for years, people have complained and wondered what in the world has been going on at the Birmingham Water Works Board, which is now named something new, Central Alabama Water Works. And we find out that there was a recent audit that showed some potential theft by employees, a lack of controls, and some other violations, which hopefully soon we'll find out specifically what those are. Findings from a limited audit showed that a former general manager paid nearly $250,000 in accrued sick leave that was not entitled to this person under the board policy. The money should have been forfeited. The other problem was they also found that the former board of directors failed to comply with the state's competitive bid law. And we've heard about that a lot, about how that works. And several board members were paid for meetings that they did not attend. And again, I think this is the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
When we talk about the Birmingham Water Works Board and the way that this has run for, 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
That people have complained something's not right here. I know things haven't been right with Waterworks bills.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a water bill, you're like, 1 month you're at, $130. The next month you're running the same amount of water and the bill now is $75. You're like, what gives here?
No
What
clue.
is going on?
I know that my meter hasn't been read in forever because when I opened it up, it was just covered with dirt and there was actually grass growing over the top of it. I was like, oh, wow, you guys have not read this meter ever, I can tell. But interestingly, the new guy came in and he basically put everybody on leave. Like the new CEO that they hired, he took every other person, of any rank whatsoever, put them all on leave and replaced them with his own people. That's going to set us back about $2 million.
Could be.
So that's going to be costly in and of itself because all these people have buyouts on their contracts.
Well, part of it is you got to stop the bleed.
That's exactly
And that's
right.
kind of what he's doing.
Sometimes that costs money.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just what it's going to take. And so we may have to go ahead and cough up the cash up front here. But that's ridiculous. $245,000 for sick days that he accrued. And they're like, that's not in your contract. You don't get paid for not taking sick days.
No.
If you did, we'd all be not taking 6 days.
Well, and again, part of this audit that they did started in May of 2023. It's like, let's go back to 22 and 20 and 21, and
Hello.
let's go back a decade and see
back
what
a
you
ways.
can uncover there, because I'm sure there was a lot of waste and fraud there as well.
No
So
question.
we'll see. The CBA firm is currently doing a little bit more in-depth review, and thank goodness for the state legislature restructuring the entire board into a regional one instead of just, does it not speak volumes to you that you had the mayor of Birmingham screaming at the top of his lungs, "Oh, this isn't fair, this isn't right that we have a new board and the legislature can't do this"? Why can't they? Why are you pounding your fist on the counter so loudly about this?
they
well,
were very,
here we
very
go.
concerned. Yeah.
Very concerned, and we're going to get more and more information out of that. All right, a 61-year-old former high-level DEA agent has been charged with conspiring to launder millions of dollars and obtain military-grade firearms and explosives for the Mexican cartel, the Mexican drug cartel. Again, this is a former DEA agent right here in the good old U.S. of A. Paul Campo of Oakton, Virginia. He retired from the DEA 9 years ago. This was after he had a 25-year career with the DEA. Robert Sensi, he's age 75. He's from Florida. They were both caught in this sting. The indictment against the two unsealed last week in New York. They were ordered detained without bail, as they should be, and attorneys entered not guilty pleas for these two. Campo and Sensi allegedly agreed to launder about $12 million in drug proceeds from the cartel.
Wow.
Is this not a wild story?
Man.
And thank goodness they caught him. Shoo.
I guess he decided to switch sides there, huh?
Looks like
the
it.
DEA, and he was like, I see what kind of cars those guys are driving over there. I wonder if there's some way I could get me one of those as well.
Well, now you're going to go to jail for it. So think twice before you decide to flip-flop and work with a Mexican drug cartel.
And he was retired at 61. Retired at 61. The other guy's 75. He doesn't have that long to spend in jail. That's okay. But 61.
You got a ways to go.
He could be in there for 20 years and then some. Ooh,
That's
thanks,
where
but
he
no
could
thanks.
end up. His last days could be in jail.
Yikes.
All right, we may. I don't want to get everybody's hopes up. See some prices of food coming down. President Trump has signed an executive order, and he did this over the weekend, that's going to direct the Justice Department and the Federal Trade Commission to create a new task force. It's the Food Supply Chain Security Task Force. They're going to look into any possible price fixing and other anti-competitive activities within the food industry. So they're going to try to look at what's driving the cost of food up. Is it foreign controlled, or is there something else here that we're missing? But anybody that's been to the grocery store, and again, at one point it was eggs, and we knew the reason why. Those have come down some. But some of those other food items, they have not moved at all. We jokingly talk about soft drinks, and we talk about, potato
Beef.
chips.
Let's talk about beef.
Beef is sky high.
Beef has been
Bacon
crazy.
is sky high.
Yeah.
All those kinds of things are just crazy numbers right now. It's like, what's going on here? Are we having an issue with getting beef. I mean, I didn't know that we had a low inventory of cattle or that we're having a problem with this. And the same thing, I don't know. Well, let's look at it and find out. And Donald Trump wants to do that. So put this task force together and let's get to the bottom of it. And maybe we can bring prices down.
I don't have that problem because I do all my grocery shopping at Dollar General. Where the
Yeah,
prices
I was
are
afraid
cheap.
you were going to say that.
Inexpensive. Really very nice and handy. 8:15 with Dixon and Vining. The Alabama Men's Clinic is growing and moving. Still in the same building, but they're moving up to the 7th floor. Oh, moving on up to the big time. That's right. If you are wondering about your T situation, testosterone, do you have enough? Well, there's one way to find out, and that is to get tested by the Alabama Men's Clinic. They will give you a test, draw some blood, find out for show where you stand, and they'll give you a number. That number should be between 600 and 900. If it is, you're good to go. If you're feeling like you're peaked or whatever, then that's something else that's probably not low T. If, on the other hand, you are below 600, you need to talk to them about getting some more testosterone into your body, and there's a variety of ways to do that. It doesn't involve buying an over-the-counter pill, believe it or not. That those things don't actually work for you, no matter what they claim. The Alabama Men's Clinic will be happy to take care of you, talk to you about it, and discuss different ways to address your ED, address your weight loss, your hair loss. They're great at all of these things, and they specialize in men and, medicine, obviously. The Alabama Men's Clinic, 598-7000, the telephone number, 598-7000. Online, alabamamensclinic.com. Make the call, make the appointment, and they'll let you know when they move so you don't end up in an office that's completely empty. That would be embarrassing. alabamamensclinic.com, 598-7000. 820. Talk 99.5, talk 99.5.com. Yeah, okay. A little cloudy, a little overcast. 50, maybe for a high today, says Riley Blackwell from ABC 3340. But you know what? Better days are in front of us. And I'm not just talking about Wednesday when we close in on 60. I'm talking about beautiful Alabama springs and summers that unfurl in front of you like a lush green carpet with a beautiful blue sky. See how I paint that picture, Valerie?
That was lovely, Richard.
indeed.
I was very impressed with that.
You know what you need? A boat from Rodney's Marine so that you can really enjoy it. And Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. And a very nice boat sitting in your driveway. Suzuki-powered, pontoon or tri-toon, Silver Wave or Starcraft, or maybe a Savannah Center console would be just the thing to make your Christmas merrier than merry.
And let me tell you something. If you've not been out on a Starcraft or Silver Wave pontoon lately, oh my gosh, you and me, Steve, all experienced it out at Rodney's Marine, got on that boat, and it took off, especially with the Suzuki engine. And you'll love the Suzuki engine because it's quiet and fuel efficient, very reliable, and it's why Rodney's Marine believes in Suzuki engines. Go get your boat from Rodney, no matter where you are in central Alabama and what lake you love being on. Let Rodney's Marine be your marina when it comes to servicing your boat, maybe up-powering your Suzuki engine. He can get that boat to you. He can get it in the driveway for Christmas on that trailer. Think about that. What a gift that would be. But definitely work with Rodney's Marine. We love Rodney and Kimberly and all the folks that are there. Very knowledgeable, extremely helpful. You want to put accessories on yourself, you can do that. Or just say, look, I'd like for you to accessorize it and put on that stereo system or add those lights or whatever it is that you really need on the boat. But this is who you want to deal with, Rodney's Marine.
If you already have a boat, accessories are where it's at. Plus, of course, you can store at Rodney's over the winter months. Ask about that when you give them a call. What's their phone number?
The number is 525-1500. They're on Highway 231, Lake Logan Martin and Cropwell. Visit them on Facebook. They've got a lot of great information there. Or rodneysmarine.com.
I feel like we should pause again and say thanks to everybody who came out to the Christmas party on Friday night at Siluria. Packed the place, loaded us down with toys. That was as big a haul of toys as we've ever had. And we've had that event at larger places in the past, but usually we don't get to do it on a Friday night. But that was nice. That was as many toys as we've ever received, as many quality toys as we've ever received. Love that. Everybody there was into it. And then when I got home, I was exhausted, unloaded the drums, and got into bed, started scrolling through social media. And the number of posts from people who were there who were like, I just got back from the thing, and it was great. Everybody was there, and we loved it. My favorite talk station, blah, blah, blah. It was great, just wonderful.
Yeah, it was. You guys, all of our listeners, of course, thank you, Danny Knowles, the Knowles Group. Those guys were set up, gave away a TV and a couple of gift baskets. It was like a 55-inch screen TV.
Yes.
They gave that away. Thank you, Crocker Moving Services, Eric and all the guys that were there. We can't thank them enough. And I really want to thank Danny Sample and Jill and Karen out at Siluria Brewing. They make this thing so easy because of the great job that they do out there. So thanks for allowing us to crash your place and have our party there. And again, just a great organization there. And all of you guys, thanks for being with us because it sure was a lot of fun. And your
Leah
band,
Slaughter?
I want to thank you. Yeah, your band and Leah Slaughter. You guys, I mean, you go to such great efforts to drag all that equipment in there, get it all set up, and then sound fun, and everybody just really enjoys hearing you guys play.
It's like I said, we've been together for 10 years now, and it's becoming kind of second nature. We're getting to the point where I feel like we can just kind of set up and play, and we no longer are concerned about it because we've done it so many times at this point that it's tedious. Is really what I'm trying to say. It's tedious and awful, and I don't want to do it anymore. No. We had a wonderful time. Everybody there had a great time.
Oh, too, let me thank the food trucks that were out there as well. Will, the Chubb father, and his wife. You all missed it. I think a lot of you left when they started the Christmas karaoke.
Yeah.
Will got up on the microphone,
Yeah.
and his sweet wife, Stephanie, got up.
Yeah.
They were having a blast.
Great. I love it.
So, yeah, and
I
the
haven't
food
been awake
trucks.
since 3:30. Yeah. Let me. Oh my God. So I go to Will and I said, I've never had your cheesesteak before. I've had your chicken cheesesteak. It was good. You talked me into it once. I said, but I want the regular cheesesteak this time. He goes, you want the Vulcan? I'm like, what's the Vulcan? He goes, it's cheesesteak, but there's some sausage in there, so it adds a little pepper, a little peppery spice, a little whatever. Okay,
Sure,
you know
take
what? You're an idiot if you don't listen to Will. When Will says this is what you want, get what he says. Unless there's something in there you're allergic to, get what he says. Holy cow. This thing was the star of the night for me. I swear to God, I took like 3 bites and I was in love. I just said, how is he doing this? What kind of magic, whether he's at his restaurant or he's using his food truck or whatever, it's made with love. That's what it is.
It sure is.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's,
love everybody.
Truly an amazing sandwich, and I will go back. And then, by the way, I said at about 4:30, I said I'm going to want something about 5:15. I think that's when I'm going to be hungry. Like I don't, and I can't do it too close to 6. I got to whatever. So he goes, okay. So at 5:18, I'm heading back out there. And here he comes with the thing.
Sandwich,
He's got it done.
and that's sweet.
He goes, here, you said you wanted this. I was like, you actually, okay, great. And then wouldn't take any money. He does that all the time.
Aw.
I swear to God, I've never paid for a meal there. Try as I might. I usually throw some money in the tip bucket, but
Yeah, you guys go see them in Alabaster. They work hard, and they've got a great business, and Will is, just a big part of the Talk 99.5 family, his wife as well, and good people. So,
Crazy
again,
good.
just a great night Friday night, and thank you to everybody that came out, even though, the weather wasn't perfect. It wasn't raining. We were inside. Everybody dressed up, and they got their Christmas attire on, and we gave away some prizes for that. It was great. So thanks, everybody.
This Medicaid fraud, Somali Medicaid fraud in Minnesota, looks like it's actually widening. They said $1 billion, and now they're like, well, wait a minute, this might just be the tip of the iceberg. What else might we be dealing with, and what in other states? Ilhan Omar, by the way, who's the representative of that area, says, well, this is a failure of the FBI. I'm like, yes, by all means, let's not blame the people who are actually ripping off Medicaid and stealing from poor children, which is what you're doing when you're stealing Medicaid funds. You're taking money from poor, sick children. Do you understand how reprehensible that is? What kind of a monster do you have to be? You may as well just push over the guy at the Salvation Army bucket and reach in and take the money. That's what kind of a monster you are when you're ripping off the state Medicaid program. Oh, my God. And Ilhan Omar, well, that's a failure of the FBI. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So Dr. Oz, by the way, says to Tim Walz, the de facto governor there in Minnesota, I don't know if he's going to be governor much longer, but Dr. Oz, who runs these things, says, listen, buddy, either you get a handle on this, figure this out, address it, and, figure out a way to make sure it never happens again, or we're just going to stop giving you money. You won't get any more Medicaid money. How about that? How about the federal government doesn't send any more Medicaid money to Minnesota?
That'll get their attention.
Because it's just getting stolen by the Somalis, so it's not like we're ripping off poor, sick children. We just know that if we give it to you, it's going the wrong places. So we're not going to give it to you anymore. How about that?
Yep. Now there's over 70 people that have now been charged in this.
Amazing to me.
70 people.
$1 billion.
But, to steal $1 billion, you would probably need a number of people behind the scenes working this scam.
Yeah.
So 70 people have been charged in this.
Some folks on the inside, too.
That's
I think,
huge.
you got to have some people over there that are doing this. I think if I could put my finger on what really ticks me off, is that somehow I didn't think of this first. That's what really gets me
No,
about
Richard.
it. It's like,
no, we need you here. You don't need to think about things like this.
No, this is truly horrific.
It's
This is about
terrible.
as bad as it gets.
It's connected to the Minnesota nonprofit Feeding Our Future. They all face federal charges. So, you got a whole organization that's now involved in this. Shame on you, Minnesota.
Yeah, shame on you, Somalis. Every one of them should be sent back to Somalia. That is punishment enough, by the way.
It would be.
We're going to send you back to a place where there's no food and no real government, and you risk being eaten by a lion every day when you walk out of your tent. Yeah.
Now there.
Yeah, there
I
you
wouldn't
go.
like that.
All right. Merry Christmas. 8:30 with Dixon and Vining.
That's our story.
Talk
That's our
99.5
line every time. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. All right. Stick around. A song written by Mel Torme. It was July 27th, and he was sitting by the pool at the Beverly Hills Hotel when this idea came to him, and he wrote it. And it was recorded, of course, by him and this guy and many others. But came out around Christmas time and sort of became the de facto Christmas song. That's, in fact, what it's called, the Christmas song. People regularly refer to as Chet's nuts roasting on an open fire. I don't know who Chet is, but
I always heard it was Chester.
It should be called the Christmas song.
it is the Christmas
Yeah,
song.
that's what it
is.
should be.
8:35 with Dixon and Vining Talk, 99.5 Talk, and 99.5.com. Flipsy's Furniture. 1811 Crestwood Boulevard, and now with a Hoover location that is a slow rolling open. You can stop by and see it if you can find it. I'm not going to tell you where it is. It's next to 2nd and Charles. Yeah. But you know what? Designer furniture wholesale prices. If you decide you need a makeover for your living room, dining room, maybe the guest bedroom, something like that, you need something new and different in your home in time for Christmas before the fam shows up, you're not going to do better than Flipsy's Furniture. 28,000 square feet of showroom, more in the basement, and great low prices. It really is designer furniture at wholesale prices. It really is fantastic, beautiful furniture at prices that you cannot believe. Many cases, same stuff you'll find in other stores for a whole lot less. And 28,000 square feet of it, stuff to hang on your walls, lighting, chandeliers, everything, occasional pieces. Buy one piece, buy the whole set, whatever it is you want to do. They'll make it work for you. 12 months, same as cash, and white glove delivery if you pay for it. And believe me, it's a tiny little price for a lot of service. That is what they do at Flipsy's Furniture. Flipsy'sfurniture.com online, spelled just the way it sounds, Flipsy'sfurniture.com online, or live and in person. There, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in beautiful Irondale. And now this, it was a disappointing weekend for Crimson Tide fans right up until the selection committee made their announcement. Here to talk about it, Molly Robbins.
Molly!
I was about to say, how disappointing was it really?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the playoff.
Yeah, it was disappointing on Saturday.
Right.
Really disappointing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people felt the same way I did, which was after watching that, I thought, they really don't have a place in the play. They shouldn't be in the playoffs. That was atrocious.
All right, explain this to us, Molly. Because you
Which
guys
part?
are. Because Richard's right. So many people thought, and I thought they're not going to be in the playoffs. I almost didn't turn it on yesterday.
Really?
Yes, because I was like, they're not going to make it. How do you
Wow.
make it 10-3? You lose to Georgia. But you're deep in the weeds in this, so tell us about it.
So I'm going to take a quote from one of my favorite movies, Clueless, because Cher in the movie calls this girl a Monet. And that's the way I see this playoff. From a distance, it might look great. Yes, we got a playoff set. Let's go. We love the playoff. But then up close, it's just a big old mess. That's the way I see it. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a Notre Dame fan. But if I'm a Notre Dame fan, I
mad.
am livid.
Yeah, you're mad.
I am livid. And of course, then they opt out of a bowl game. And now they have this deal where if Notre Dame's ranked X amount, then they have to be in the college football playoff. But, I mean, and when you look at this bracket, it's awful. We get 2 rematches in the first round with the potential for a third.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Tulane
No, I
Ole Miss
don't-
again. I don't
no.
want to see Alabama Oklahoma again.
No.
No, I don't either.
You're telling me that had to be the seeding? We can't switch it up a little. And again, Alabama looked awful on Saturday. Team barely got off the bus. The fact that they didn't drop
is shocking.
is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking.
I think jaws were dropping as well.
My jaw was dropped.
But then you've got number 11 and number 12.
Yeah.
And Saban was saying on the air as well, he was like, this system is what it is. It's not the best system, and you're not putting the top 12 best teams in the country
No.
in the playoffs. So what do you do?
And again, that's what makes me, or if you're a Notre Dame fan, what would make me even more frustrated is because if you watched or if you paid attention to the, quote, selection shows since November when they started, the committee had kept Notre Dame ahead of Miami all season long
Mm-hmm.
because they both had 2 losses. Miami's were against unranked opponents. Notre Dame's, one was to Miami in the first game of the season. The second was to a really good Texas A&M team. And so the committee clearly saw that as, you know what? Sure, Miami has the head-to-head, but we value Notre Dame's losses above Miami's, even though they have the head-to-head. To only change it
At the
literally
very
on
end.
the final
Yeah.
ranking,
Mhm.
and it was like, oh, well, it's because BYU lost. Where does
BYU doesn't
fit
play
into
into
this?
that, right?
It's a flawed system,
Yeah.
which is why I call it a Monet, because from a distance it looks great, but up close when you really start getting into the weeds, it's awful. It's just a big old mess. And like moving forward, especially if you want to keep a 12-team playoff, we're going to need more transparency from the committee. We're going to need a better system. I don't have the answers. I don't think anyone has the answers right now, but it is
Are we
awful.
going to 16 teams? Because I keep hearing that too.
Who knows?
Is it going to
at
go
this
to that?
point?
And again, we're going to argue over 16, 15, 17, who made it, who
Right.
didn't.
And
And
I mean,
and
we
again, I think Saban is right, and I know you guys over on Jocks are probably talking about it too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you let these two teams? No offense, Tulane, I know you're great, but your conference not so much, and JMU, they're in, and that's maybe where Notre Dame
Could have been.
could have been, maybe a
Right.
Texas could have been. They're gonna get blown out.
Oh, and we've seen the Tulane Ole Miss matchup already. And they got
Yeah.
blown out in
Mhm.
Oxford. And it's going to happen again. I really don't want to see Oregon against JMU.
No, and I have another.
Maybe one group of 5 team, and I get it, what happened with the ACC. I don't think anyone had Duke winning the ACC on their bingo card, but that is just the most ACC thing. And that ultimately could be why they decided to push Miami's, because they finally realized, well, they have the head-to-head over Notre Dame. And plus, I mean, maybe someone from the ACC has got to be represented, because we're not going to put an 8-5 conference champion
Yeah.
in the playoff, Power 4 let alone.
Mm.
We're not going to put Virginia because they lost. So look at you, Miami. You're in, buddy. Have fun. Just awful.
What about Indiana and Ohio State? You got number 1 and number 2. They played each other this weekend. Are they as good as a Georgia? Are they as good as a Oklahoma or Texas A&M?
I think so.
You do?
I really do. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I mean, I'm a Big Ten graduate, so I'm biased. But I had a lot of fun watching that Indiana-Ohio State game. I'll be honest, I did not think Indiana was going to win that game. I kind of thought, this might be when we finally see, I don't want to say the real Indiana, but I kind of touched on it Friday. Neither one of these teams really played anyone all season long.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of played the bottom feeders of the Big Ten. But you know what? If you're Indiana, it's time to party like it's 1967 because that's the last time they won the Big Ten.
Yeah. Well, we're going to
The-
find out.
The Ohio State University came one field goal short of tying it up.
Which
and
they
that was just-
unfortunately
Yeah.
missed.
and what a short field goal it was, too. I mean, how
It
did he
felt
screw
like
that up?
the 2022 playoff, weren't they playing Georgia?
Mm.
When the Ohio State, he missed it wide left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a theory for quite some time now, and you could say, boy, I really enjoyed watching that game. But if you watch Harvard and Yale
Yeah.
play football,
They hate each other.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
It is.
really is, because they're equally matched, they're evenly matched, and it really is a great, exciting game to watch, a real solid rivalry game.
Yeah.
Put either one of those teams against anybody in the SEC, and it is blowout city. So I still look at the Ohio State. I want to make it right. The Ohio
I think
State
it's
University.
an Ohio State.
Yes, and it's an Ohio State and Indiana. And I think, okay, but who have you played? And you guys
Right.
looked really good playing each other, but until you play somebody out there who we know is really good,
Yeah.
then we can't really be sure of where your quality lay.
And you know what?
And I'm thinking about Georgia as a possibility of,
Yeah.
of playing either one of those two teams.
And beating them.
Well, but maybe we'll get a good look at them and finally find out what they're made of. You
Well,
know?
Ohio State very well could play Georgia in the third round, in the semifinal. But for the second round, it would be either Miami or Texas A&M up against Ohio State, and then Indiana would get either Alabama or Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl.
And Mrs. Dave asks, Vanderbilt 10-2. I thought the same
Vandy's
thing.
another one.
I was
See,
like,
that's another
Yeah.
team like Notre Dame. If I'm Vandy, I would be absolutely livid.
Vandy's a very good team
They are.
that they lost to Alabama and to Texas. And you go, okay, if those are your two losses, you really have got something to celebrate. And I might put them in ahead of Alabama.
And you know
but
what?
I'm not on the selection committee, so what the hell do I know?
I'm glad Vanderbilt got brought up because we all remember the old BCS formula, right? So I was curious over the weekend, and I put them side by side, what the BCS says versus what the committee said. Both had Indiana number 1. Both had Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4, Oregon 5, Ole Miss 6, Texas A&M 7, Oklahoma 8. Top 8 were all the same between the BCS and the committee. Good job. Number 9, obviously Alabama was number 9 in the committee's eyes. The BCS had Notre Dame at number 9. Alabama 10. The committee had Miami 10. The BCS had Miami 11, and then Notre Dame at 11 for the committee. So that's where you had the flip-flop.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That would still put Alabama in the playoff?
Correct. It would be
at 10.
They would be at 10.
Okay.
But Notre Dame would be in over Miami.
Right. Okay. I understand.
So where are we with, like, the SEC championship in the Big 12? We watched those games over the weekend. Miami and Notre Dame, no games. They're sitting out. Do we do away with those and just have an open season against, so we don't end up playing Georgia twice in a season?
They're a cash grab. It's all for money.
Right.
Yeah.
So do we change the system so that we don't have the SEC championship? It's just another football game against another team that you haven't yet played.
Right. And I saw a lot of that this weekend as well because, yes, Alabama lost in blowout fashion to Georgia in Atlanta over the weekend. But in some people's eyes, you can't punish Alabama for making it to that extra game, especially because they're in the SEC. But, I mean, you did it with BYU. They made it to the Big 12 championship game. Yeah, they lost in blowout fashion. But I will say the difference with BYU, though, Alabama beat Georgia in the regular season. BYU did not. They lost to Texas Tech both times by multiple scores.
Okay. I mean, look, I've maintained all season that Alabama's got the toughest schedule in college football this year.
And that's what helped them a lot. And those 4 ranked wins back to back to back to back.
That made a difference. But I will say, you can't pretend that game didn't just happen. I mean, you look at it and go, you guys
I think
got
that's what they did.
On the field,
they did.
and you're just pretending.
I think they looked at
like
it and said it doesn't matter because they've already beat Georgia. So this is like a wash.
So it kind of negates
Georgia,
it.
Yeah, but at the same time, God, what an. I
See,
mean,
and this is why I'm not on the committee.
We go
This is why.
to 9 games in the SEC next year, don't we? We're going to 9 games.
That is
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
With 3 permanent opponents.
And are we still going to have a playoff at the end of that?
Well, I would guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
I thought.
I wouldn't be surprised if championship games will cease to exist.
I think they need to go away.
I would say that
Because they don't know whether to penalize them for it or not based on a win or a loss.
As sad as it is to say, too, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of bowl games, too, start going away.
It looks like a lot
With the
aren't
amount
playing
of
in them.
teams
Yeah.
that have already opted out,
Yes.
Notre Dame being a prime example.
Let it just be the playoffs. Forget. Well,
Yeah,
I don't
see,
know.
but I
Again,
love
that's
bowl
money. I do
games.
too, and it's money, and
Yeah.
we're going to lose
I mean,
out
look
on
at the
that.
Birmingham Bowl.
I know.
7 teams opted out of the Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah.
But now it's Georgia Southern and App State on the 29th, I believe.
Georgia
Whoop, whoop.
Southern and Appalachian State. Wow.
That's right.
Boy, you know what they say?
The
When you put those
Mountaineers.
2 teams together, you can throw the
Yeah.
record book away.
You sure can.
Yeah, boy.
And Nebraska, we're in the Las Vegas Bowl, but I won't be going.
They went with 2 teams that could make it easily on a trip.
That's
on
true.
a day
Well,
trip.
yeah.
That's
That's
what it
true.
came down to.
A day trip.
You guys could walk here if you needed to. Thank you very much, Molly. And
Thanks,
it's very
Molly.
rare
Thank
that
you.
somebody actually quotes Clueless in a sports report, but we appreciate that.
Well, yeah, that's just what you
Also-
get with me.
Yeah. If you're wondering, and I just
I do
ran
love that
across
movie.
I ran across this the other day on Netflix. There is
Okay.
a new Christmas movie that has Alicia Silverstone in
Really?
it.
What is
if you
it?
were wondering what Alicia Silverstone is up to, she's now doing Christmas movies on Netflix. Yeah, it's her, and I'm trying to remember who played her ex-husband, somebody that you would recognize almost. Oh, it was Oliver Hudson.
Okay.
And also making an appearance, Clarissa Explains It All. What's her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
No.
She was Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, I do know that, but I don't
Yeah.
know her name.
Yeah. The movie is called Merry Xmas. X
See,
as in ex-spouse.
I still need
EX.
to watch the new season of Stranger Things. I don't know if you guys are into that, but I love Stranger Things.
haven't seen
I don't have a Netflix account.
One episode of it. You don't have
give
a
you-
Netflix
we'll give
account?
Well, okay, I was on my parents,
Uh-huh.
but remember they did the whole household sharing thing?
Yeah.
Right.
And ever since
You got cut off.
like right when I get logged in, it boots me out. So I need to be an adult and get my own account.
I'm
I
afraid
just
so.
haven't yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask that for Christmas.
Molly, let me just warn you, that all adds up. So,
No, I know it does.
Let
Because
me
I
be
already
clear.
have
Hold
a
on.
Hulu
Yeah.
and a Prime Video. Like, do I really need?
This is important.
But I do need it
learned
because I need
this-
to watch Stranger Things.
Learn this from Gary Goldman. It's very important. It only adds up if you add it up.
Okay.
There you go.
Boy, that's
Yeah.
deep,
But I
isn't
see it in my bank account.
You're
it
never
adds up in there.
You're never
So
going to be
philosophical.
You will never be $19 away from your dream home.
That's
okay?
right.
Yeah, that's a good
Maybe
But
point.
you're always-
$21.
but you're
Maybe from a
always-
meal, but-
You're always $19 away from watching the new season of
Stranger Things?
Stranger
Yeah.
Things on
Yes,
Netflix,
that's
though.
exactly
So, yeah.
right.
8:49
Thanks,
with
Molly.
Dixon inviting sage advice you can live by.
$8:53, Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com on this Monday morning, getting your week started as we start to race toward Christmas. Maybe got a little shopping done over the weekend and maybe some Christmas lights up and that sort of thing, getting ready. Here's the thing, it's always good to be prepared to get ready, as we say, and one of those ways that you need to do that is in your financial life. If you do not have a financial plan to give you that clear, direct path about where you're going, I highly recommend Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group. I love these guys. They were with us on Friday night out at our Christmas party at Siluria, a whole setup, information, anything that you would need to get you going on that plan. And it's important to reach out to them because they can put this together. They can customize whatever it is that you need to make sure that your money's in the right places. And there's an awful lot to investing and putting this plan together. And your customized plan would be a little bit different than, say, someone else. It could depend upon the age that you are. And again, let me tell you something about the Knowles Group. They don't care right now how much money you have or don't have. And so many times people say financially, well, I'm not going to reach out to a financial advisor because I only have X amount of dollars. That's what they love. Look, if they can help you at 20 or 30 something years old grow that thing to a mammoth amount of money later in your life so that you can retire very comfortably and beyond, that's fantastic. If you're a little further in life and you're like, yeah, I've got some investments, but you know what? I need them to grow a little bit faster and I need to put them in places that might be a little bit safer at this point in your life. They're the experts in this. Reach out to them today. TheKnowlesGroup.com, N-O-L-E-S, TheKnowlesGroup.com. Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group for all your financial needs.
8:55 with Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5 and Talk99.5.com. Rob G. drops us this line. Richard, please stop with the Bama played the hardest schedule in the country talk. I believe they played 3 ranked teams during the regular season. Meanwhile, Florida played 5. Both played FSU, and Gators beat them. Bama lost to them. Just saying, go Gators.
Well, again,
Okay,
you
let's
could
hold
have
on.
we could have this argument all day long, Richard.
There's not really an argument here. Alabama played and beat a very well-ranked Georgia, played and beat a very well-ranked Vanderbilt, played and beat a very well-ranked Tennessee, played and beat a not terribly well-ranked but still ranked LSU, played and barely lost to a well-ranked Oklahoma, and then ended up in the championship game against a very well-ranked Georgia. So no, and really when you look at it, the number of teams that Alabama played that have one loss, that was to Alabama. I mean, these were all fantastic teams that Alabama has a record against.
Well, and I think people are looking again at those 3 losses, even though FSU was the very first game out of the hat.
That was a wake-up call, is what it was.
Then the Oklahoma game, and they're looking at that.
Let me ask you this: how do you think it would turn out if Alabama played Florida? Alabama and Florida played today. How do you think it would turn out?
I think Bama would beat Florida.
I think Alabama would crush Florida.
I think they would.
I don't think it would even be. I've seen both teams play. I don't think it's even a contest. So yeah, I'm sorry.
But
Alabama had the best rank.
I will say that, and again, no ill will here, but we said this last Friday. We said that Georgia looks like they have built upon each game that they've played. They've gotten better and better and better, and that's ultimately what you want your college team to do. And it may be injuries. I don't know. We can have that argument too. But something's going on with the University of Alabama football team right now.
Alabama,
and it's not bad. It's not. They struggled against Georgia. There's something not quite
Auburn.
there. Right.
They struggled against Auburn.
That's right.
That was not good.
So something's going on here. Is it injuries? Is it Ty? Is it the offensive line?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but they have not quite built to the level like Georgia has. And I don't know what that ingredient is that's missing.
I'll make this comment about Georgia and Kirby Smart. I know you're listening. You listen every day. Kirby, you have at the moment a pretty good reputation. That whole "I wasn't giving a timeout, I was clapping" nonsense.
That was bad.
And then you tried another little spurious substitution thing again during the championship game, and basically got called on it and had to stop and ended up calling a timeout.
He needs to quit that.
Don't do that. You are a far better coach than that. Coach Saban taught you better than that. And frankly, if that's the way you want to play the game, you should be embarrassed. That is not, and your team is better than that. And you're a better coach than that. You look stupid when you do stuff like that. And nobody likes it, including Georgia fans. I mean, they even look at it and go, "Oh, really? That's what we're going to do? Let's not." It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. Nonetheless. Look, both Alabama and Georgia are in the playoffs. We'll see how this goes. Florida's not there, by the way. Rob G. just wanted to point out they're not in the playoffs. I wonder why not. Oh, right, because they're not very good. Gotcha. I I'm just going to keep picking on
You
him.
really-
I am.
Rob, you have
picking on him.
stepped in a hornet's nest this morning,
Made a
my
huge
friend.
mistake. Huge mistake. Don't know what kind of game you're playing here.
Sick 'em, Richard. Sick 'em.
Can't help myself. Don't be picking on my Alabama Crimson Tide. You can pick on my Auburn Tigers all you want. And UAB Blazers. Open season on the UAB Blazers. Knock yourself out. I love them, but I'm going to pick on them too. It's 9 o'clock. Dixon and Vining Talk 99.5.